Forget the inflated prices and the endless search for a reliable used truck. Today, we're diving deep into the automotive undercurrent, uncovering a critical, often overlooked factor, the eutectic alloy composition of specific engine blocks that grants these pickups unparalleled thermal fatigue resistance, a characteristic rarely discussed in mainstream reviews. In a market where a depreciating asset can become a financial black hole, making the wrong choice on a used pickup isn't just about losing money, it's about sacrificing reliability, safety, and your peace of mind. We don't just look at the paint, we look at the engineering. Most buyers focus on mileage or superficial condition, missing the underlying engineering resilience that truly defines a bulletproof vehicle. What if I told you there are specific model years and powertrain configurations, hiding in plain sight, whose finite element analysis-validated chassis rigidity and optimized torsional damping coefficients make them vastly superior to their contemporaries, yet remain criminally undervalued? You're about to discover 5 such titans. These aren't just trucks, they are masterclasses in over-engineering that you need to buy before the rest of the market catches on. The 2004 to 2006 Toyota Tundra is a metallurgical masterpiece that defines the pinnacle of early 2000s reliability. The heart of this Tundra is the 4.7-liter 2UZ-FE V8. Unlike the later aluminum versions, this specific era features a high-nickel, gray cast iron block. This eutectic alloy composition provides a superior strength-to-weight ratio and exceptional thermal stability, preventing the warping and heat stress issues common in modern lightweight engines. The engineering secret here is the over-square design, a shorter stroke relative to the bore, which reduces piston speed and friction, effectively lowering the wear rate of the cylinder walls. This is why these engines routinely surpass 300,000 miles with original compression. Paired with the legendary A340F 4-speed automatic, a transmission known for its robust gear train and oversized clutch packs, the powertrain is nearly immune to the heat-related failures that plague its competitors. From a chassis perspective, the first-gen Tundra utilized a unique tension-loaded lower ball joint design. While this requires proactive maintenance, specifically replacing them every 100k miles with OEM components to avoid shear failure, it provides a more direct steering feel and better articulation than the compression-loaded designs of its rivals. When paired with a fully boxed front frame section, which uses steel up to 4 mm thick in key areas, the torsional rigidity of this truck exceeds that of many 3/4-ton trucks from the same era. Currently, these trucks sit in a pricing sweet spot. Because they are smaller than modern, full-size trucks, they are often overlooked by heavy-duty buyers. However, their 7,000 pounds towing capacity and legendary reliability make them a steal under $10,000. You are paying for 2006 engineering at 1990s maintenance costs. The 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacoma represents the gold standard of midsize durability and remains one of the most resilient platforms ever built. The 4.0-liter 1GR FE V6 in the second-gen Tacoma is a study in thermal management. It features a semi-closed deck design and spiny-type cylinder liners that are cast into the block to improve heat dissipation, preventing the head gasket failures common in lesser V6 designs. Furthermore, the 2005 Plus frame was re-engineered using high-tensile steel in critical stress areas, validated through extensive finite element analysis to handle off-road torsional stress without permanent deformation. While early second-gen frames were subject to a rust recall, most have been replaced or inspected, making post-2011 models particularly desirable. Toyota paired this engine with the A750 series 5-speed automatic. This transmission is famous in the engineering world for its super-intelligent shift logic, which minimizes clutch slippage and heat buildup during heavy hauling. Its torque converter features a larger-than-average lockup clutch with a dedicated control solenoid that allows for more precise engagement, reducing fluid temperature and extending the life of the internal friction plates far beyond the 4-speed units in contemporary trucks. While Tacomas hold their value exceptionally well, high-mileage second-gen units can still be found under $10,000. To the uninitiated, 200,000 miles sounds like the end of the road. For those who understand the engineering, it's just the halfway point for a chassis and powertrain this robust. The 2007 to 2013 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, specifically the GMT900 platform, offers a level of structural engineering that is often hidden beneath its common exterior. While many GMT900 Silverados suffered from active fuel management (AFM) issues, the secret is finding the iron block variants LY5/LMG or performing a proactive AFM delete. This process involves replacing the specialized lifters, camshaft and pushrods with standard components and reprogramming the ECU, a permanent fix that costs around $1,500 but unlocks the engine's true potential. The 5.3L Vortec is a deep skirt block design, meaning the block extends below the crankshaft centerline. This provides incredible structural rigidity and minimizes main bearing cap walk under high load, a design borrowed from racing engines to ensure bottom-end longevity. The GMT900 platform was also a pioneer in mass-market hydroformed frames. Instead of welding two C-channels together, GM used high-pressure hydraulic fluid to shape the steel tubes. This process eliminates weld points, which are traditional failure sites for rust and stress fractures, resulting in a frame that is both lighter and significantly stiffer than the previous GMT800 generation. The 6L86-speed automatic transmission found in later models is also a robust unit, sharing its core design with the heavy-duty 6L90. Because GM produced millions of these, parts are incredibly cheap and available at every corner store. A full engine replacement for a Silverado costs less than a single fuel injector service on a modern diesel. Under $10,000, you are buying the most cost-effective, cost-per-mile, full-size truck on the planet. The 2009 to 2012 Nissan Frontier is the best-kept secret in the used truck market, offering full-size strength in a mid-size package. The D40 Frontier is built on the F-Alpha platform, a scaled-down version of the Titan's heavy-duty chassis. This means you're getting a mid-size truck with a full-size strength, fully boxed frame. The 4.0 LVQ40D engine features microfinished camshafts and crank journals, reducing friction to near-zero levels. After 2009, Nissan corrected the timing chain guide material from a soft plastic to a more durable composite and redesigned the radiator to eliminate the internal transmission cooler leaks that caused the infamous SMOD, strawberry milkshake of death, making these later years virtually indestructible. Unlike many midsize trucks that use light-duty rear ends, higher-trim Frontiers, Pro 4X and SVV6, come equipped with a variant of the legendary Dana 44 rear axle, known as the M226. This provides a level of ring and pinion durability usually reserved for dedicated off-roaders and heavy-duty work trucks, allowing the Frontier to handle vertical shock loads that would snap the axles of its competitors. The Frontier offers 95% of the Tacoma's capability for 60% of the price. Under $10,000, you can often find a 2011 or 2012 model with half the miles of a comparable Toyota, giving you a much newer vehicle with identical bulletproof credentials. The 2004 to 2011 Ford Ranger represents the final evolutionary stage of one of the most mechanically honest pickup platforms ever sold in North America. While it often gets dismissed as a small work truck, the engineering philosophy behind the Ranger is exactly what makes it one of the most durable pickups ever built. In fact, many fleet operators, from utility companies to forestry departments, kept Rangers in service for decades because the platform's mechanical simplicity translated directly into long-term survivability. At the heart of the late-model Ranger is the 4.0-liter Cologne SOHC V6, an engine originally designed by Ford of Germany and refined over multiple generations. By the time it reached the 2004 model year, Ford had corrected the earlier timing chain tensioner issues that plagued late 1990s variants. The updated hydraulic tensioners and reinforced composite guides dramatically improved durability, eliminating the rattle and catastrophic chain failures that gave early versions a bad reputation. Once this revision was implemented, the engine proved to be extremely resilient. From an engineering standpoint, the Cologne V6 is notable for its split-port cylinder head architecture, which improves intake air velocity and combustion efficiency. Combined with relatively conservative compression ratios and a robust iron block, the engine is extremely tolerant of heat cycles, poor fuel quality, and heavy workloads. That's why it's common to see Rangers equipped with this engine surpass 250,000 to 300,000 miles with little more than routine maintenance. Another often overlooked advantage is the low specific output design philosophy. Modern turbocharged engines extract enormous power from small displacements, but this comes at the cost of higher cylinder pressures and increased thermal stress. The Ranger's naturally aspirated 4.0L produces modest horsepower but delivers strong low RPM torque, over 245 lb-ft, which means the engine rarely needs to operate near its mechanical limits. Lower stress levels translate directly into longer component life. The Ranger's transmission options also contribute to its reputation for durability. Most models were paired with a 5R55E automatic transmission, a 5-speed unit derived from Ford's larger rear-wheel drive transmission family. While not flashy, this gearbox is known for its simple hydraulic control system and relatively low internal complexity compared with modern multi-clutch transmissions. With regular fluid changes, it routinely survives beyond 200,000 miles. For buyers who prefer complete mechanical control, the Ranger also offered the Mazda-sourced M50D R1 manual transmission, one of the most reliable light truck gearboxes ever produced. The design uses wide gear faces and heavy-duty synchronizers, making it extremely tolerant of towing and off-road driving. Many Rangers equipped with this transmission are still operating on their original clutch assemblies after well over a decade of use. But what truly defines the Ranger's bulletproof reputation is its chassis architecture. Unlike many modern trucks that rely heavily on complex suspension electronics and multi-link systems, the Ranger sticks to a straightforward formula. Two-wheel drive models use Ford's legendary twin I-beam front suspension, a design dating back to the 1960s. While it may appear old-fashioned, it offers incredible durability because each front wheel is mounted on its own forged beam pivoting from the frame. This design spreads impact loads across the frame instead of concentrating them in delicate control arms. For work trucks operating on rough terrain, construction sites, farm roads, forestry trails, this design proved nearly indestructible. Four-wheel drive models switch to a torsion bar independent front suspension, which offers improved ride quality while maintaining strong off-road articulation. Combined with the Ranger's relatively light curb weight, this suspension system allows the truck to absorb harsh terrain without placing excessive stress on suspension components. Out back, the Ranger uses a simple leaf spring solid axle setup paired with Ford's famous 8.8-inch rear differential. This rear axle is one of the most widely used and respected differential designs in automotive history. It has been used in everything from Mustangs to full-size F-150s, and it is known for its strong ring gear, thick axle shafts, and excellent aftermarket support. The 8.8 axle can easily handle far more torque than the Ranger's engine produces, which means it operates well within its design limits. This overbuilt drivetrain gives the Ranger a payload capacity that often surprises first-time buyers. Depending on configuration, some Rangers can carry over 1,500 pounds in the bed, rivaling much larger trucks from the same era. Another major advantage of the Ranger is ease of service. Because the engine bay is relatively spacious and the mechanical systems are straightforward, most routine maintenance can be performed without specialized tools or advanced diagnostic equipment. Components like the alternator, starter motor, water pump, and ignition coils are easily accessible. Even larger repairs, such as replacing suspension components or servicing the rear differential, can be completed in a home garage. This level of serviceability dramatically reduces long-term ownership costs. While modern trucks often require dealership diagnostics for even minor repairs due to complex electronic systems, the Ranger can typically be diagnosed using basic mechanical troubleshooting. Parts availability is another critical factor in the Ranger's longevity. Ford produced Rangers for nearly 3 decades, and millions of units remain on the road. As a result, replacement parts are inexpensive and widely available. In many cases, parts can be sourced from multiple aftermarket manufacturers, which keeps prices extremely competitive. From a reliability standpoint, the Ranger also benefits from something many modern vehicles lack: engineering maturity. By the mid-2000s, the Ranger platform had been refined for over 20 years. Every major design flaw had already been identified and corrected through multiple production cycles. This meant that late-generation Rangers, particularly the 2004 to 2011 models, represent the most polished and durable versions of the platform. That maturity is why Rangers are still widely used in industries where downtime is unacceptable. Forestry services, municipal maintenance fleets, and rural contractors frequently keep Rangers operational long after newer trucks have been retired. And in today's used truck market, the Ranger occupies a rare pricing niche. Because it's smaller than modern midsize trucks like the Tacoma or Colorado, many buyers overlook it in favor of larger vehicles. But that oversight creates a tremendous opportunity. Well-maintained examples with relatively low mileage can still be found comfortably under the $10,000 threshold. In many cases, these trucks have spent their lives as light-duty commuters or secondary vehicles rather than heavy work trucks, meaning buyers can find examples with minimal wear. For someone looking for a truly dependable pickup, something that can survive harsh winters, daily commuting, light towing, and occasional off-road use, the late-model Ford Ranger delivers extraordinary value. It's not flashy. It doesn't have massive screens or advanced driver assistance systems. But it embodies something far more important in the world of used vehicles: proven mechanical durability. And in the context of long-term ownership, that durability is what transforms a simple pickup truck into a genuine bulletproof workhorse. These 5 trucks represent the pinnacle of an era where engineering was prioritized over planned obsolescence. Whether it's the eutectic alloy of the Tundra or the hydroformed rigidity of the Silverado, these vehicles are hiding in plain sight, waiting for a buyer who understands what truly makes a vehicle last. Don't wait for the market to discover them. Do your research, check the frame, and secure your piece of automotive history before the prices follow the trend of everything else. For more deep dives into the machines that keep the world moving, subscribe to Apex Auto Mechanics.